Cell has taken over Dokkan Battle. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I did, in fact, summon. Did you summon? Did you pull a little bit? How did I go about pulling? And what was my philosophy when it came to pulling on this banner? I will say that if you do plan to pull, you should follow a philosophy similar to mine, so that one, you don't get shafted out of like all of your stones going all in, but two, having a natural stopping point lets you feel less disappointed. On my Twitter, if you're not following me there, I started at 2470 stones, just saving. I got really lucky during the first anniversary, or 10th anniversary, I'll continue to say it. So I have a ton of stones left over. I pulled four Super 17s in a row. Four. Then I pulled the TOP androids, and then I finally pulled Cell on that same banner. So that was that same pull, so that was very exciting. I ended up at 1970, so about 500 stones in total, though the screenshot shows 1972 because I did collect my daily, the one stone from doing the quests, and the bonus stone from it being Saiyan Day, or the Saiyan Day event still running. So now I am at a total of 2006 stones. This is from the monthly reset. We just had our monthly reset. We can see that here. And as well as I think we got like April Fools, like 10 stones from April Fools. I also did an event. Just been playing, collected my actual daily, my like login bonus, and if this will load here, we could actually like, you know, experience Dokkan together. Yeah, there we go. So I did do the special. Yeah, this thing here, this title here, gave a ton of stones. Go to that acquired. Yeah, this title here gave a ton of stones. So if you haven't done this yet, I would just look up where to find it. I'm not gonna put it here. I'm sure someone has already. But they keep telling people not to leak it, so yeah. But this gave like, I feel like this gave 20 stones by itself, did it not? Am I crazy? Maybe I'm misremembering. Obviously I have the Festival of Battles title right there, but yeah, so we got Cell, we got a bunch of stones back from just the April Fool's Day, and let's get into what is more important, what some of you are probably waiting for, which is, should you summon? No, you should probably not summon, unless Cell is your favorite character. Right now, the Cell team is a bit disparate. He isn't really the type of character that wants to carry a team on his own. The reason being is that, all right, let's go to team here. The reason being is that the Cell team ends up looking something like this right now. This is if you don't actually have the, what is it in a world like Chaos? If you don't actually have the Power Absorption Boo, which, I mean, he was a very good character, but you wouldn't be wanting to pull, so maybe you want to roll like a full extreme setup, but if you do, you would need the Power Absorption Boo. Right now, at the very least, we're sort of just waiting for, and where is he? We'll see him any moment here. Him, who is coming in a few days, literally like, not today, but tomorrow night, I believe, like sometime in the morning. Yeah, this guy will be really good. He'll be very useful. As for like what this team looks like right now, it's just a little bit wonky though. One of the big problems I think this team has, and I don't think this guy actually fixes it, is him easy fixes it, is that their slot 1 is just kind of weak. It's just a weak slot 1. That said, Cell isn't the worst faring unit in the world as far as his teams go, though he is not spectacular either. He's on a bunch of teams that sort of don't complement one another in terms of leader skills. Things like Time Travelers are pretty fine because of things like Glorio. The Daimug units in general will just sort of lead him. I think he's actually on Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta's 230% or whatever it is. 230, 220, whatever. Outside of that, it doesn't look too much better. There's just not that much going on here. Kamehameha needs a new lead. Transformation Boost has a lead, but like I said, Tournament Participants is his, Worldwide is his, Power Absorption, no, Powerful Comeback, no, Sworn Enemies, Target Goku, Artificial Life Forms, no. So yeah, that is one of the big reasons you'll sort of see this Cell flounder, but if Golden Week does end up being a full Daima celebration, and we do get like a Goma, that could easily be our villainous Transformation Boost character, and we could be talking about Cell in a completely different light. So long as Goma doesn't also have a domain, because of course there's a domain. Let's go. So, as it goes, tournament participant category enemies and allies get 15%, as well as androids and Cell Saga getting an extra 15%. So a 30% support for 5 turns If you have 2 of him, then it's 10 turns, and it's pretty easy to trigger because it's just not that hard to find yourself running a tournament participant. There's a lot of characters that fall under that banner. That said, yeah, it's a little bit wonky, right? He's a little bit wonky right now, but I think he's another one of those characters who, to borrow some language from Truth, he raises the floor of your box. You always want a TOR like Cell kind of in your box to take up the last few slots. I talk about characters like this a lot. I used to write my tier list as these characters are the best 4, 5, and 6 on your team, but are not the best like 1 and 2. Those types of characters who are the 1, 2, and 3 are typically the characters you're picking immediately every single time. Things like Vegeta, or Vegito, Gogeta, so on and so forth. Banner unit looks fine. We're not really talking about that. The banner in general doesn't look great. Again, they put another domain character on his actual banner. This Frieza's trash. These guys were trash the moment they came out. These guys were just okay. Minimum just okay, but they got like glazed to have like hell and back. I didn't even mean to click this, but they got glazed to hell and back the day they came out because Dokkan Battle has a Gohan cabal. If your character involves a Gohan in any way, there's just these people who will bat for you no matter what. This unit sucks, but I rainbowed them apparently, so I'll see you in 2026, I guess. This unit is very good when they easy A, so that's exciting. But actually, so here's actually the interesting thing. Let's see who's like good. Who's like a good character here? Good character, okay character, pretty good character. So 3, no. Good character, 4, 5, no. I mean, it's a weird banner because it's not a good banner, but it also weirdly does have a surprising amount of like good characters on it, at least coming. But no, you don't want this banner. You would rather pull on this banner like unfeatured than pull on this banner, because at least the chance that you get Kid Goku, who is a top 5 unit in the game, probably is like pretty exciting. But yeah, I think that is really it as far as Cell goes. He's not a particularly complicated unit. He's not really going to bail you out of the content that you're lacking in right now. But as far as overall, what should I say? Overall excitement, Cell is a character that I love personally. He is my favorite Dragon Ball villain, period. I do not like other villains more than Cell. Cell is the moment for me, so I had to pull for the guy. I say all the time, and let me just repeat this to anyone in the back, because sometimes we talk about these units as should you pull or should you not pull. You should not pull on this Cell. But I always say that you should play these games to have fun. And while we're here, let's talk about the way we can sort of plan for the future, and what we're probably getting actually, because we kind of know the LR. So they did this big celebration, right? Cell has literally taken over the home screen, cracked the code for clues, April Fools. This is by far the biggest April Fools they've ever done, right? And if we're to believe what we're being shown here, then it does in fact look like Cell is just the theme of April Fools, right? And let's get a sticker on him. Do we have a sticker? If you guys weren't there for it, we used to get a ton of stickers. I don't know how you get stickers anymore. Does anyone? We used to get a ton of stickers from Chain Battle, right, or something? I can't remember. But yeah, here we go. That looks all right. Yeah, thankfully though, especially to play. Thankfully though, we have like some information as far as who is coming as the LR, and that is probably the guy. So I'm gonna stick on him because this character actually fucking slaps. Goku, Gohan, yeah. This guy might end up being the LR essentially, like a Super Saiyan Goku. It would be kind of sad to get a Super Saiyan Goku here. Okay, hear me out. it would be very sad if we got a Super Saiyan Goku LR here, because Cell desperately needs the help. Cell desperately needs the help. He needs a slot 1. What I would say, if you were just going to put a gun to my head and say who should be the LR, this would be a fantastic time for them to pull something like, let's say, LR Tech Androids. Like just an LR Androids unit. They did an Android 18 for the banner unit. This is a great time to pull a droids out of the hat. Though we do probably know it's going to end up being, I don't know, maybe LR Super Saiyan Goku. Cell wants a slot 1 so bad. And if you could help it, it would be nice to get, like, I don't know, something here. We just need some links for him. And we need someone to stand in slot 1. I guess we don't really need links for him because we could have, like, the Tech Cell floating. Ooh, the Super Easy A floating here. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, that team needs a slot 1 really bad. It would be nice to just make the new theme of April Fools just consistent, nice and solid. I know you could say that, like, Super Boo was on Transformation Boost. Ginyu was obviously a special pose unit, but I'm probably going to pull for whoever the LR is. And let's just go into, like, what my plan is. I'm going to switch over to the timeline. The temptation to pull is always eternal, so let's go and figure out what you're missing, quote unquote, and how much time you have now that we're on the JP timeline. If you're a global player, if you're a new player, if you're a returning player, etc., you know my spiel. So we're here. We just got Cell. It is the first. In about 2 weeks, should be about 2 weeks, we'll get an LR. The LR, so it seems, will be related to Cell's leader skill, and more than likely will also be a Cell Saga or Android Saga unit, because it seems like they've gone really far out. They're literally doing, like, Cell summoning animations. I'm probably going to pull it for this camera. If you don't know my philosophy, I always say that if you're pulling for a celebration, just pull for all of it, unless the unit is, like, ass, because you can leave a celebration with a full team and it feels really good, right? Unless it conflicts with another slot. In this case, that slot is Golden Week. Actually, it should be here. In this case, that slot is Golden Week. Golden Week is major. Golden Week will probably be Daima, which means Golden Week is going to be pretty hyped this year versus other Golden Weeks, which can be, you know, very random. You know, if you weren't, maybe your least favorite arc is the Boo Saga, maybe you weren't that into last year's Golden Week. And that's fine. But Golden Week will feature at least 3 characters, 2 premium DFEs and an LR. If you weren't here for the 8 years LR, it was Bulma and she was fucking broken. I will say that last year's LR was the Gohan. He was okay. He was just okay. Was the year before that very good? Check. It was the What If unit. If I'm honest, I don't remember people really talking about it. I wasn't here for that year, but I don't remember people talking about that unit. But yeah, so we'll be here. What do we know after that? Well, after that, we got a random filler. That was Turles during the 8 year. Oh my god, do you guys remember that? In June, we got his part 2, random filler, Yellow Coin LR. Then we got Tanabata. Tanabata was June 29th. So if you decide to pull, I have 2,000 stones right now, mind you. This is April 1st. 2,000 stones. Maybe I'll go down to like 1,500 here. Then I'll go down to like, I'll spend it here. You know, I'm kind of hoping that both units in whatever the Golden Week celebration aren't too hype for me. I hope one of them's hype and the other one I'm kind of like, eh. Because that would mean I can save for Tanabata. But let's say I have to pull on both. I'll spend about 800 more stones. So that'd put me on like 1,300, which means I'd have 700 stones left. Maybe I go here and I say, hey, I want the LR. Maybe it's a Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I might spend that all the way down. That means I would then have a full month of saving, essentially, to Tanabata. Tanabata, right after that, is Tanabata's Part 2. Right? That is about 2 months exactly away. Right? And then we go back into more filler. July's filler. Back here. I think around here would usually be Global's anniversary, right? And then here's Worldwide finally. So a pretty decent chunk of time to make up the stones if you're like me and kind of nostalgia pulling for Cell. You know, it's not the end of the world. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4 month spread. And while I'm just going to speak for me, while I would say that Tanabata is major, while I would say that Golden Week is major, Worldwide Download Celebration is the big one. I think outside of Anniversary. I guess it's not going to show here. The Worldwide Download Celebration outside of Anniversary is the big one. These characters were literally like... These were easy aid for the Worldwide Download Celebration, no? So, we go here. What did we get? Yeah, that was the end of the Worldwide 2 years ago. That was the Goku Black. Major stuff, right? So if you're dooming, if you're like, oh my god, there's just so much coming up now, there's really not. Because once you're done with that, and look where we are. We're in April right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. All right, we just ended. Guess what? This unit sucked. These units sucked. Go here. No one was. Hey, the hero slot is empty now. We don't know what it's gonna be. This unit is just random. No one cares about this. Like, you might, and then we get to New Year's. So a bunch of time still to sort of fuck around with your stones, if I'm honest. So long as you follow my philosophy of pull here, save here, pull here, save here. So for me, I'm going to check out the Part 2 LR for April Fools. If it's something really hype for me personally, I could see myself going, I'm in for another 500 stones. And I'm saving too, guys. I'm not buying packs. So if I'm saying I feel comfortable doing that, I feel comfortable doing that. But you do not spend down to 0. Just be like, that's hype enough for me. 500-ish stones. If I get them, great. If I don't, great. And then we're gonna go into Golden Week. Then we're gonna skip. We're gonna go into Tanabata. We're gonna skip. We're gonna go into the Worldwide. We're gonna skip. Maybe we'll check out New Year's. Certainly, the 11th year anniversary is not something that is probably gonna live up to like the 10th year, just due to scale. But just remember that it's a pretty clear beeline, and Dokkan has to fill the hero slot, which is unenviable. We have no idea what's there. And it could be some ass. They could just do another filler, right? So I would say that as far as generous years go, the 10 year has looked pretty generous, even going into like these April Fool's celebration. Like I said, I think if you crack the code to the Cell puzzle, you got like 20 stones on the free. So yeah. All that being said, like if you like the video, subscribe to the club. We all gonna make it, and peace.